Hello and welcome to this episode of Startup Central. I'm Nantara Rai, today coming to you from a HomeLane Experience Center in Gurgaon. If millennials or even generations above that, let's face it, keep complaining about not having enough time. They may not have enough time to do their own decor, renovation, first time fit outs, or maybe they just want a lending hand. That's where HomeLane comes in. I've got the founder with me, Shrikant. Thank you so much for joining us here on Startup Central.
Thank you for having me.
So you guys basically help out people decide what's going to look good, decor, and I'm guessing at a budget.
That's right. So what we do is when either people buy new homes or when they want to renovate their old home, they need to do two kinds of things. One is they need a designer who can help them design it and customize it for their requirement, their budget, their family composition, their aesthetic preference, and so on and so forth. So what we do is we help them do that at probably very predictable, to give them very predictable outcomes. So let me tell you what I mean by that. I started the business about 5.5 years ago because most people getting stuff done in their home interiors face a lot of unpredictability in three aspects. One is quality, they don't know what they're getting. Two is budget, you start with a budget and then there is a scope creep and it ends at a completely different budget, mostly like 50-100% more. You know, I can see that you've been affected.
Yes, I have. Or just the headache of dealing with the plumber, the carpenter, the electrician, the tile wala.
Exactly. And thirdly, timeline. So you know pretty much people who are doing up their home either are moving into their new home and they already are paying rental and they're paying a home EMI. They want to stop one of the two. I mean, they don't want to pay both the EMI and the rental. So for them, timeline is very important.
Correct.
So we have
time is money.
Absolutely. So we have what we call a 45-day guarantee. So we a 45-day promise where we say after the design is completed, we will turn around your house in 45 days. Otherwise, we pay you rent for your house.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many times have you had to do that? How many times have you missed the milestone?
Not too many times, thankfully. We've delivered more than 6,500 homes so far.
Okay.
But we've had to pay rent a few times, yes, surely. But we mean what we say. So it's the delay from our end, we stick by our promise. But it is a brand promise that we provide to the customer.
So have you guys noticed we are in a really bold red, bright red modular kitchen? Normally, you see dullish colors in the kitchen. Is this a new trend? Is it hot?
It is pretty much. So bold colors, bright colors are very much in. This is one of our best-selling products actually.
Okay.
And it's an acrylic finish, so you can see that it's very glossy and then you can
shiny,
see the reflection pretty much like almost like a mirror. So yeah, this is a very, very popular trend nowadays with the millennials.
So can you tell me what are the new trends that you're seeing? What's hot these days?
So I must confess that I'm a computer science engineer and I'm not an architect or an interior designer.
You make all this possible. You're more in the algorithms and the coding business.
That's right. So like I keep telling people, I haven't bought a single piece of furniture in my own house.
But you use HomeLane?
Yes,
Did you pay for it?
I did, of course.
Did they meet the timeline?
Yes, they did.
Yeah?
Pretty much, yes. 43 days.
43 days?
Yeah.
So also what's interesting, folks, if you don't know it, I'll let you know, and Shrikant's going to talk to us more about it, is that he is a computer science whiz, but he's also a very smart entrepreneur and has taken the asset light and marketplace definitions very seriously. He doesn't hire the decorators. He doesn't, own any of this inventory either.
That's right. So we have what we call the franchisee model. It's a FOCO model. It's a franchisee-owned, company-operated model. So a franchisee puts the store for us. It's our design, our specification, but it's put up by a franchisee, but we run it.
No, but what I mean is that you don't hire decorators either.
No, we don't hire decorators.
It's a marketplace for all you young interior decorators or older ones looking for some extra work. They can get onto HomeLane.
Yeah, we have about 908 interior decorators on our platform as of now.
Okay.
Yeah, across 7 cities. We are present in 7 cities right now.
So you're in 7 cities. It's on contract for interior decorators. I'm guessing project by project.
That's right.
When they do it. But then how do you take your timeline so seriously? Because at the end of the day, if an interior decorator then gets a more expensive project or a more lucrative project, HomeLane will look bad.
So that's the whole secret sauce. So the catalog of what the interior decorator can do is controlled by HomeLane. So the interior decorator, so look at it like we draw the boundary and the interior decorator is free to design anything within that boundary, which is what is defined as the HomeLane catalog. And whatever comes into the HomeLane catalog is only stuff which we can deliver in 45 days. So it's like on one end, we make sure that we only put what's in the catalog, which is possible to be delivered in 45 days. And on the other end, we help designers only use stuff from our catalog to design. So it's pretty much, again, I'll give you a simple example. You see the kitchen here, right? What we don't restrict them is the colors or any of the finishes, etc. There's enough and umpteen number of options. But every kitchen is made up of various shapes of boxes. These boxes, for example, for a kitchen,
it's modular. You basically,
it's all modular.
Yeah,
so we have 300 different shapes of boxes like these. The designer cannot use shape number 301. But in the 300, can you imagine, like if you look at them like Lego blocks.
So the artisan basically playing around with the boxes, the grids and things like that.
So you almost got infinite options. So
which means that if you're a picky person who says that, okay, I also want stripes and I want checks, but no, the sink is not big enough, I want it to be bigger, HomeLane can't help.
No, we can. So we have like, for example, bigger sinks. We have sinks in like 5
No,
sizes.
I'm giving one example.
No, but if you're telling me, अच्छा वो last वाला inch है ना, उसमें थोड़ा उसको ज़्यादा कर दो, then your carpenter can do that. We probably will do a filler and cover it up so that it looks great, but we will not be able to change the size of that particular draw for that matter, because that has to be either 500 mm or 600 mm or 700 mm. These are standard sizes which comes. Also understand, even for a carpenter, the fittings come in standard sizes. You take a pull-out, you take a thali basket where you keep plates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So all these things come up in standard sizes. So obviously the boxes also have to be in the same standard sizes. नहीं तो वो उसमें fit नहीं होगा ना. I mean, it won't fit within that. So pretty much that's what we follow. We just follow a 100% modular approach. Typically, a carpenter would stay in the house for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, sometimes
3 months.
3. Okay, so maybe we finish the work in approximately 7 days in your house, and out in 7 days, everything. So everything is manufactured in the factory, everything is tested in the factory. We just come and fit it out in your house and we go. So that's why it's so quick and we are able to get such a fast turnaround.
Okay, so Shrikant, I want to ask you a question. Come, let's sit for this and chat a bit more.
Yeah.
You're a computer science guy, right?
Yeah.
So now, how far is it from me saying, hey, I don't even want an interior decorator. I tell you where my electrical points are, or I go and I say, I like this, I like that. Why not let the consumer only design and even get rid of that?
So that's what we're moving towards. So the initial design can be done by collaboration with the designer. What we have seen is that there are many layers in designing. So for example, I'll give you a couple of examples. One is aesthetic. You may very well know what you want, meaning you like bold colors, you like traditional color, you like a different kind of finish, whatever, you may know very well. Functionally, it's a very technical
you got to see the plumbing,
subject.
You got to see the
electrical
connection.
points,
Yeah, exactly.
you need to
sewage
see
lines, all of
exactly,
that. I get that.
all of that. So most consumers are not aware of what to do where. So they prefer to take an advice of an expert, which is a design partner, who will consult with them. By the way, the price that the customer gets is all in. So there's nothing extra that they have to pay, nothing hidden. It's even including taxes. So there is no hidden cost.
So I got news for you. I interviewed the IKEA India chief recently.
Okay.
And he has figured it out that Indians don't like to do it themselves.
Yes.
So that anyway he's tied up with Urban Clap, right? I mean IKEA's tied up with Urban Clap. But he has told us in interviews, it's public information, that IKEA wants to now also get involved in services for interior decoration. Is that going to be a big threat? You're talking about one of the world's largest people in this space offering what you're offering, and they don't do things expensive.
Right. So, two things. One, IKEA Hyderabad was opened about maybe a year and a half ago.
But he's also expanding in other cities, right?
Yeah. No. I'm just giving you how we have done in Hyderabad. We are present in Hyderabad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Not very far from the IKEA store, by the way. So our business has grown 50% a month on month after the IKEA store opened. See, a global brand like IKEA increases awareness of modular products,
Okay.
which was not there earlier. Now people say, Acha, the world's largest brand is selling modular, then modular must be good. Then I can buy modular. Then they go to IKEA. It may be inexpensive for maybe, you know, for somebody in the West, but it is still slightly pricey, at least kitchens are. I would like to believe that we are very competitive when it comes to.
You're cheaper than IKEA?
We should be, yes.
And is the quality similar?
So the second point is that IKEA believes that they will only offer, for example, one type of core material, which is unfortunately not very popular in India. So which is basically particle board. Indians, for some reason, culturally, they don't like particle board. They like only ply, engineered wood. Which is more water resistant because we have more wet kitchens. So IKEA still has offerings which is only particle board, which is not that water resistant.
But okay, that's example of kitchens, but what about living rooms or bedrooms and things like that?
Absolutely. So even for those wardrobes and stuff like that, we offer multiple choices for customers wherein IKEA's options are limited. Again, right now I have one data point, which is that in Hyderabad, IKEA opened and our store revenue went up by 50% month on month. So I think they are actually expanding the market. So second point, the real people that people like IKEA and us are competing against is the unorganized segment, not against each other.
I got it.
Because even today, 90% of India gets furniture done through the carpenter and the contractor.
Correct.
That's whom we are.
I'm a living, walking, talking example in front of you.
See, I'm very upset that you didn't come to us, but I'm just saying, but that is the truth. 90%.
I didn't come because, you know, I have to be fair and all of that as well. So I didn't go to any startup for this. So that nobody tomorrow could tell me conflict of interest and all of that. So I went back to my family carpenter.
All right.
But Shrikant, the other thing I want to ask you was, we're talking at a time when apparently consumption is down, people are not spending money and all of that. You're talking about growth. What is this?
It's a huge market. We're looking at about.
But you're in 9 cities, so it's not like India's your oyster.
We're in 7 cities.
7 cities.
We are in 7 cities and mostly metros. So yeah, but the number of projects that exist in these 7 cities are humongous. There are about 1 million homes coming up in the next 12 to 15 months, which have already been launched 2-3 years ago, which are being handed over now. Now, even if there has been,
these people have lost a lot of money because the projects are rate, and like you were talking about the double whammy of the EMI and the rent.
So, but having said that, you booked your project 3 years ago and you're getting the handover now. Obviously, if you're getting the handover now, you quickly want to either move in there or you want to rent it out.
So all the more.
That's point number one. Point number two, the organized segment is.
So you are benefiting from this project delay by the builders, which have run into years, if not a decade.
I don't know about benefiting. What I'm saying is that the launches have gotten reduced now. So that effect will show up only 3 years later because abhi launch kam hua hai, to delivery 3 saal ke baad kam hoga. So the effect of whatever was launched earlier is actually more. So we are getting more deliveries happening now. So actually business has been growing and we've grown approximately 6 times in the last 2 years. 6x in the last 2 years. Yeah.
So Shrikant, 6 times growth. You're in 7 metros. You're not seeing any slowdown for various reasons that you have outlined. Any fundraising plans? What are your growth plans? What is HomeLane's expansion plan?
So we're growing at about 7 to 8% month on month. So very happy with that. Our base is not small. We're delivering 20 homes a day as we speak. Every single day we hand over 20 homes to customers across the 7 cities that we are in, which is a reasonable size. And at this scale base, we're growing at about 7 to 8% a month. So we're very happy with the growth, point number one. Point number two, fundraising. I'm an entrepreneur. We have raised equity from some of the largest VCs, Sequoia and Axel, 2 of the largest funds have backed us. Are we going to raise? We probably are going to raise. Is there anything which is happening right now? Nothing that I can disclose at the moment.
What is your valuation?
When I raise the round, I'll know. Right now, I'm not raising a round. The last round was raised about 2 years ago. So that's
you're well capitalized?
We are reasonably well capitalized. We've also been unit profitable for the last 1.5 years as an organization. So for every unit that we deliver, we actually make a profit. I mean, we are not, after even taking cost of customer acquisition, we actually make money on a unit level basis.
And at the parent holding company level?
At a holding company level, we're losing a little bit of money, but I think we're spending on the right things. More importantly, we're spending on technology. We've built this platform called Spacecraft, which is a virtual design collaboration platform which is used by the designers to work with customers and actually show them. So for example, you can be sitting in your house, the designer is sitting in her house, and you'll actually be seeing this kitchen being built out in front of your own eyes. So it's got some very striking features, Spacecraft. A, it is tagged to exact price. So you will actually see the designer clicking like the modules like Lego blocks, and you will see the price going up or down like a taxi meter. So you know exactly what you're paying for. So it's like you're dreaming with your eye on the price, which is like...
You IP'd this?
Yes, we have. We've applied for a patent for this product because we didn't see anything like this that was available.
So you know Sequoia's new boss, Rajan Anandan, he keeps saying, I don't want Me Too models. I want companies that I can take global, right? So from what you're saying, you've never seen this. You're looking at a patent.
Yes.
Is that the plan? Or India is just so massive that you don't even need to look global?
For the next year or two, India is more than enough for our growth plans. But we definitely have ambitions to go outside. We do believe that this is a problem which exists in many countries. In fact, most countries. So we definitely have plans. We've also done some research on Asia and which other countries that have this kind of service level issues. So we definitely plan to go there.
But be honest with me here. If I as a consumer can virtually converse with an interior decorator, like a Lego box, see, literally like the price going up and down, isn't that what is the really profitable venture for you going forward, the heart of HomeLane, and perhaps bigger than actually this kind of execution of fit outs?
I don't think it's either or actually, Nayantara. I think it is both. We are here to solve the problem. In India, you need to do the stuff yourself to solve it. You cannot introduce two people, one buyer and one seller, and expect the problem to get solved. Doesn't happen. Especially in an industry like ours, where you have a lot of friction while the implementation is happening. There's a lot of, it's transactionally got a lot of friction, right? So that's where you need to really solve the problem. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring convenience to the customer, making it easy for them to take a decision, make it instantaneous. So typically when you're talking to a designer, you said you just did up your house. So you would have explained what you wanted.
No, I did myself. That was the other problem.
Okay, if you use a designer, typically what happens is that you would explain what you want in words, and then you will get a quote maybe a week later or 2 weeks later. So it's asynchronous.
Which is nothing but the final price would be, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one. And two, it's asynchronous. You've kind of 1 week moved on from there. You're doing something else. You probably may have forgotten your brief, 50% of your brief. So, how do you correlate to that? With Spacecraft, it is instantaneous. As you're telling me, you know what, I don't want this. Can you make this ply instead of PLPB? I change it to ply. Automatically, you see the price going up, and you know what your price is going up for. So it's 100% transparent to the customer.
So Shrikant, anybody who's watching this interview will want to know one thing, so I've left the most interesting bit for the last. How much does it cost to use HomeLane services, right? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to money too.
Yeah. So we believe that we are very competitive.
Yeah, you said that, yeah.
Yeah, we would be about 20% more expensive than if you go to a carpenter or a contractor. So that's really where we would be pegged at right now. We would be about 20 to 25%.
Would that also be the GST component? Because that guy may not. Let's be honest about it, right?
Yeah, we do. I mean, obviously, everything that we give is with a 5-year warranty and with a bill. So you don't get anything from us which is without a warranty or a bill. So we give a 5-year warranty against manufacturing defects across our products. So there will be a 20-25% premium, but that's what you pay for having completely hassle-free interior decoration done in your house using cutting-edge technology to actually dream up your dream home.
And who's your main competitor? Is it Live Space?
My main competitor is actually the unorganized market. It's not anybody else. I think everybody else, I don't know about size that they are. We're probably one of the largest in India today. Our main competition would be the 80-90% of the market which is unorganized, and which is the carpenter and the contractor.
Not a Furlenco or...
Not at all. Not at all.
Because they're in the renting model.
Completely different.
So completely different. But it comes up to be an alternative to what you're offering, right?
They only do rentals
Their
of
furniture and appliances.
We do mostly fit outs. So
Yeah.
we do turnkey projects like the kitchen that you're looking at the back. So we do it completely turnkey. Furlenco doesn't rent kitchens. I mean, they
No.
only rent, dining table or dining
Yeah,
chairs.
correct.
Or stuff like that. So we do sell these, but we are more for the people
Doing fit outs.
who are
I got it.
doing up the home.
Shrikant, the other thing I want to ask you was, we talked about the consumption, and you said, yes, whatever might be the situation, you are growing 7 to 8% month on month, if I remember correctly. Are you, but seeing a trend where, maybe earlier they were doing full houses, but now they're doing room by room, or anything like that?
So typically, when you're looking at two categories of customers. When you're looking at a
New
customer
and
who's got a new
renovations.
house, they typically do the whole house or nothing at all. If you're looking at renovations, they typically do it room by room. Sometimes they do the kitchen is the most important piece. The kitchen plus maybe one room, and then they wait for a year, and then they do the other rooms typically. So these would be the two categories. Irrespective of whether you're renting it or not, or you're moving in yourself, you typically do the whole house if it's a new house. If it's an older house, then you would typically do it room by room.
So Diwali is a big time for you guys?
Diwali, no, 3 months before Diwali is a big
That's
time.
a big,
because
the
you
season,
take 3 months to deliver the
Yeah,
project,
correct,
and
yeah.
before Diwali they want to move in. So
Yeah.
July is
Was
big.
it a big time this
It was. So we jumped like 30-33% month on month in July.
So do you have a surge price for the busy time?
Actually, no, we have discounts for the busy time.
With that, Shrikant, thank you so much for the interview.
Hey, thanks so
Tim.
much.
Appreciate
It was
your
great
time.
talking to you.